Today we will understand the lesson temperature. So we will first read the instruction, which is take a torch light and keep it stable at one place. So this is the torch light, okay. It is kept stable at one place, so it's not moving. Take two large paper sheets large enough to accommodate its entire beam. So they have taken two large paper sheets. One is here, write this one A, and the other one it's written B, okay, here, and paste the paper on two flat boards. Okay, it's been done. So what they are trying to say is, if you notice that this torchlight is straight and the paper board is straight as well, so it's receiving straight means perpendicular torchlight. When it receives perpendicular torchlight, the circle which you can see, okay, it's a proper circle. And but if we see the same example here in B, torch light is stable, okay, the torch is at the same position, but the paper board is been adjusted to 120-degree angle. You can see here it's written, it's been adjusted to 120-degree angle, okay. And so what do we see here? When it's adjusted to 120-degree angle, it's consuming more space in the paper board as compared to earlier. Let's compare both the images. So it's consuming more space, and the shape of the torch light is spherical now, okay. So we will read further and understand what they are trying to say. So they are actually comparing this with the sun rays. So torchlight, you have to consider the torchlight as the sun, okay, and the paper board, you have to consider that as earth, okay. So let's read further and understand. Sun rays coming towards the earth travel in straight line. However, as the earth is spherical in shape, these are not perpendicular to all the part of the earth's surface. Okay, so sun rays, it is traveling in straight line, but the earth is not is spherical in shape, it's round in shape, so we are not receiving equal sunlight at all the places. That's the reason, the country like Africa is very hot, and the country like the countries in the places in America, there's snowfall, and it's most of the time it's cold in that area, okay. So in some parts they are perpendicular, where in other part they are slanting. Let us see what effect it has on the earth. So what does it mean by slanting? Okay, suppose if let's see this globe, okay. So if I say this is the sun and sun rays is perpendicular here, okay, the sun rays is straight, it means it's perpendicular between this area. We have learned this in the chapter 2. I hope you remember, it's perpendicular in this area, and the other area, this area and this one, okay, both this area will receive slanting, okay. In Hindi we may say tirchi, okay, slanting sun rays, okay. Let's read further. The slant rays occupy a larger area. In this area, sunlight appears less bright and there is less heat. Hence, the surface there get less heated and the air too is less hot. So what they are trying to say, where we receive direct sunlight, it's hot in this area, okay, but it's hot and bright both. But this area where we receive slanting sun rays, you will see sun, okay, you will feel the sunlight, but the sunlight will not be very hot. Okay, you will experience warm sun rays here, and here and this is polar region, this is cold most of the time. So yes, but you will not experience hot sun rays in this region. Okay, and yes, let's read further. Sun rays falling on the earth are straight and parallel to each other. However, we have seen that due to spherical shape of the earth and the resultant curvature of the surface, they occupy a larger or lesser area. Okay, as we know that sun rays are straight, okay, but the shape of the earth is not like square, where we will receive equal sun rays. It is curvature, it means it's in circle. That's the reason certain region receives receives a larger amount of sun rays, and certain region will receive lesser amount of sun rays. Okay, this leads to unequal distribution of the heat received from the sun, resulting in decreasing temperature from the equator to the north and the south pole. It means this leads to unequal distribution of the heat. So yes, we know that it's very hot in this area where we receive perpendicular. It's less hotter in this area and even lesser at this area. So it's not equal. The temperature is not equal at all the region on the earth. So we know that, and so it says resulting in decreasing temperature from the equator. So at the equator, this is the equator, you see A written here. So this part is the equator. Equator will have maximum, okay, maximum temperature, and other part will have lesser as compared to the equator. So as resulting in decreasing temperature from the equator to north and south pole. So as we move from equator to the north pole, or if we move from equator to the south pole, the temperature will be decreasing. Okay, based on the distribution of temperature, the earth can be divided in torrid. Okay, this area can be divided in torrid zone and temperate. Okay, this area can be called temperate zone, and this one frigid zone. Okay, so this area which we said it's torrid zone. Okay, we also call that particular area tropical. Okay, and the other area which is mentioned like temperate zone, okay, that will have the same name, temperate. And the area which we can see here, it's written frigid zone, we also call that area polar region. Okay, so we may use this word in future, so you should not get confused, you should be aware about this names as well. And as you learned earlier in chapter 2, that the area where we receive perpendicular sun rays, it's 23 degree 30 minute south till 23 degree 30 minute north, we receive perpendicular sun rays. Okay, and this is also important area. Okay, it's polar region, it's we experience snowfall mostly, it's the area is cold. Though latitude is the main factor, there are other factors also which influence the distribution of temperature. However, their effects are limited to a particular region. These factors are also as follows. So like mostly we used to think that sun rays is only responsible for the temperature, but we gradually we understood there are other reasons as well. Okay, the reasons are nearness to sea. Okay, the areas which are near to the sea. Okay, continentality, it means the area which is far away from the sea. Height above the mean sea level, and physical setup of a region. Physical setup of a region, it means like some area there is mountain, some area the roads are straight, flat roads. So mountain areas and the flat roads they will experience different sun rays, okay, that lead to diversity in the climate of different region. Other than this factor, like cloud cover, can consume sun rays, okay, some sun rays before it releases into the atmosphere or on the earth, and winds can carry the heat sun rays as well. Vegetation cover, so plants can consume sun rays. Urbanization, industrialization, because of industrialization, industries, they release, you know uh, they release gases in the atmosphere, hot gases. So plus sun rays, and so if we add both, the factor, it can bring changes in the local climate in any particular area. Let's see this experiment. So it's written, take two pots of the same size and fill them with water equally. At sunrise, keep one of the pot inside the house and the other one outside. Okay, so at sunrise, one is kept inside the house and one is kept outside the house. Okay. In the afternoon, walk barefoot on the floor inside the house. Okay, without slipper, barefoot, you have to walk on the floor inside the house and feel the temperature of the floor. Okay, so when you walk, you'll be able to feel the temperature of the floor, and same time you have to feel the temperature of the water in the pot inside as well. With the help of your hand, you have to feel the temperature of the water. You will notice that the temperature of the floor is higher as compared to the temperature of the water. Okay, exactly same thing happens if you check the temperature of the water which is kept outside in the sun, and the temperature of the ground which is outside, the temperature of the ground outside your house. So you will feel, you'll have same experience both the places. And why is that, I'll explain you. Okay, we will take a different example to understand the difference. So let's say this is sun. Okay, I'll take a different color. This is sun. Okay, and I hope, and let's assume this is ocean. Okay, so if you see, the sun rays can penetrate deep inside the ocean, right? So it can go deep till the last layer of the water, right? But in the case of land, okay, let's assume this is sun. Okay, and if you see the sun rays cannot penetrate deep inside the land, because you studied in 5th standard that there are different layers of the land and it's in solid form. Okay, like you must have studied about crust and all other different layers of the land. So the heat, the sun rays is stuck here, it cannot move further, and that's the reason the land gets hotter faster as compared to the ocean, because sun has to first make the deeper level of the ocean hotter, then it will move upwards, so it takes time to make the ocean hotter. Okay, but in the case of land, okay, sun has to only work at the upper layer of the land, that's the reason the land gets hotter earlier as compared to the ocean. Okay, when the land has to get cooled down, okay, same procedure happens, sun gets hotter faster and the land gets hotter faster and the land gets cooler faster as well, because the heat waves, the sun rays are here. Okay, so when it has to cool down, it can easily release the air from here. But in the case of ocean, okay, it's different. Okay, in the case of ocean, the ocean has to work from the upper layer till the lower layer of the water, till the deeper layer of the water, to cool itself down. Okay, but land has to just work on the upper layer to release the temperature out and cool itself. Okay, let's read. You must have realized that the land cools down earlier than the water. Yes, so land gets hotter earlier as compared to water, and it gets cooled down as well earlier as compared to water. The water get outside, the water kept outside in the sun is still a little warm. The water which is kept outside is still little warm. Due to this difference in the heating and cooling of land and water, the air over the land gets heated faster. Okay, the air which is on the land, okay, which is near the surface of the land, gets heated faster and also become cooler rapidly. Yes, the air near the land gets cooler rapidly as well. I told you the reason, because it can easily release uh, the temperature, because the temperature is all gathered at the surface of the land. The air over the water gets heated slowly and also loses the heat in slower manner. In the coastal area as compared to continental areas, the temperature of air is lower during the day but warmer at night. In the coastal area, it means the area which is near sea. Okay, so like I told you, sun rays are doing their work of heating the ocean or the river, okay, or the coastal area. But yes, as you are aware that it has to heat the deepest layer of the ocean or the river. After that, the upper layer gets heated. Okay, that's the reason, and for this process it takes time. So if the sun rays are there in afternoon, and it takes time for the water to get hotter, and yes, and that's the reason it's warmer at night. Contrary to this, the temperature of air in the continental areas is higher during daytime and lower at night. So, continental areas, the area which is far from the ocean or the sea, those areas where sun rays are directly received by the land, surface of the land, so they will obviously get heater faster as compared to the coastal areas. Okay, so when you see sun rays in the in the continental areas, you will experience heat, you will experience heat at the same time. Okay, and it will gradually become lower at night. Okay, because once the sun sets, then the land surface will release the heat immediately. Okay, so it becomes lower at night. In the coastal area, because of the heating of seawater, water vapor gets mixed in the air. Yes, so when sun rays heat the seawater, the water will evaporate in the air and it gets mixed in the air. This water vapor holds the heat and in the air. So this hot water vapor, it holds the heat in the air. As a result, the air in the coastal areas remain moist and warm. So you will feel the moisture and you will feel warmth in the coastal area. Condition in the continental area are the opposite. But the continental area, where there are like which areas which are far from sea, okay, uh, as water vapor is absent, there's no water vapor because sea is far away. Okay, the heat is directly received by the earth's surface. Okay, this leads to sharp differences in day and night temperature. So in continental area, when you see sun rays, at the same time you will experience hot weather, and when once the sun set, release the heat, and the weather will become better. Okay, the difference in the maximum and minimum temperature of a day is called diurnal range of temperature. So in the same day, we are experiencing different temperature, extreme heat in the afternoon and cold weather in the night. Okay, and or you can say pleasant weather in the night. Okay, so that's the reason it's called diurnal range of temperature. In short, the difference in the day and night temperature is less in the coastal areas and more in the continental area. It means that the difference in day, difference in the afternoon and night is less. Okay, you in coastal area you will find a pleasant weather. Okay, but in continental area during afternoon it's extreme heat. Okay, and it's cold in the cold at night. Okay, so you will find such difference. And here there's an example of Mumbai is a coastal area. Mumbai is an area which is near sea, and Nagpur is a continental area. Okay, so it's far away from the sea. So in Nagpur you will experience, okay, it's written here, in Nagpur you will experience extreme climate situation. Okay, for example, the climate of Mumbai is equable, where in continental location like Nagpur it is extreme. So Mumbai is equable, it is like a, you can say it's an equable temperature in Mumbai, but in Nagpur when in afternoon it's very hot, so it's an extreme climate, or sorry, extreme weather in the continental area. Okay, so same example has been given above as well. In the coastal region of Konkan, the range of temperature is less. So Konkan is a coastal region as well, near sea. But in Vidarbha is a continental area, same like Mumbai and Nagpur. Here there is an example given for Konkan and Vidarbha. Okay, the difference in the mean temperature of summer and winter is called annual range of temperature. So this difference, the mean temperature of summer and winter, so the hot season and the cold season, the mean temperature is called annual range of temperature. Effect of greenhouse gases. Okay, as you know that there is carbon dioxide and water vapor in the atmosphere. Alright, so water vapor, like when the sun rays fall on the sea water, okay, it evaporates water, so there's a water vapor in the atmosphere. So this carbon dioxide and water vapor can hold heat for a longer period of time. Okay, which is because of which there is a change in the climate. Okay, and the scientists believe that this is the reason for the increasing temperature of the earth. Okay, this change in climate is global, so and it is the reason for global rise in temperature. So these gases due to which the temperature increases are called greenhouse gases. Okay,